Hello, YouTube. My name is Dennis, and this is NerdoKing. Welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. So in the last episode, we did a thing, got our people back, blah, 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 and now here we are. We're back in the camp. I have done my mythic ranks on everybody, so we got mythic power attack on our main character, as well as the ability to summon a Babu, which is pretty cool. We got Regiel up. We decided to keep him going down the path of the Armiger, and gave him Last Stand and Mythic 2-weapon fighting. Camilla got Weapon Finesse Mythic, which now allows her to do 1d6 plus 7 and 1d6 plus 3 respectively with her 2 rapiers. Not really the point of her character's existence. Her existence is to cause critical hits. Sosael got the Community Domain, which gives him the Calming Touch ability. And also, at level 8, he will get Guarded Hearth, which is the important one there. Darren picked up Abundant Casting, because why not? And improved Abundant Casting for Nenio. Sheila picked up Ever Ready. Whenever you make attack for opportunity, you get a bonus on the attack and damage roll equal to your mythic rank. And the number of attacks for opportunity you can make each round is increased by 2, which is nice. And Deadly Aim Mythic for Lan. So the party is all ready and set to go. Lan now does 1d8 plus 11 per attack. So, which is pretty nice. So nobody does crazy, insane, like, numbers. But, I mean, 2d8 plus 18, that's just actually pretty insane, So, yeah. There's a mysterious elf in my tent, though. Which is something I need to deal with. Wounded elf, huh? Well, there were lots of wounded in Canabras. Who wounded him? In what way? How should I know? Must have been the demons. If the wound was serious, I doubt he has fully recovered from it. Maybe you can point me toward a healer. I could... Damn it. What's the rush, sweetheart? Stay a while. The commander and me, we've got a couple of questions for you, too. You won't escape me this time. Who are you and why are you hiding your face? Fine, you got me. We'll talk, but not here. Leave me somewhere away from prying eyes. You're in my tent. There's only 2 people in this tent. It's all yours, Commander. I caught her, I handed it over, and now as they say, I wash my hands of this whole affair. What do you want from me, soldier? Ah. Why did you follow my army? Find someone. His masters want me dead, which means I will die sooner or later. But that doesn't mean I'll lie down and accept my fate. I'm no lamb to the slaughter, and I won't be waiting for kindly executioner to come and knife me in the back. Your spy? I'm not going to hide it. I have come here to commit a violent and bloody act, but I do not serve the demons, and I won't do you or your forces any harm. Any details? Why? And what will you do with my story? Take it into account and pass your judgment? Kill me if you deem me a reprobate, help the poor girl if you don't? Well, I haven't asked for help, and your authority to judge me seems rather dubious. Don't call me soldier. I'm commander of the crusade. Everyone's a soldier in the war, generals and privates alike. I look at you and I see someone whose life is war and only war. It makes you a soldier. You loathe demons and I'll kill any who come across. Okay, so she's healed to kill Thorn. Whatever. I don't really give a crap about that. Guy seems a bit like a turd anyways. Alright, so we're still missing companions. Let's quickly check the journal. Okay, well the first thing is about him, so... So it says that he fled. Sorry, get messages all the time. Woljif fled, but even a tiefling as slippery as him cannot hope to survive long in the whirlwind on his own. Perhaps the commander will see Woljif again before he has time to miss his endless stream of inane chatter. Alright, so we still have the Chili Creek thing. So I have to complete the Cold Waters this chapter, or it's all lost. So let's go do that, and we're gonna swap out. We'll go for you. Let's go this way towards Chili Creek. Pretty sure Chili Creek is this way? Oh no, Chili Creek is here. Effective rituals. Camouflage. Night Watch. Scroll scribing. Alright, let's see how that goes.
I do like how spick and span you keep all your things. Your armor is so polished. I could powder my nose without needing a mirror.
Well, I live in hope of the day when you can see me as a person and not just a convenient reflective surface.
Okay, cool. That all worked out. Let's continue along our journey. Looks like it's going to take a while to get there. We'll just rest again. Ooh. Okay, come on. Oh, I was attacked, of course. But why are all of us down? I presume because we were asleep. So they all decided that we're of no interest. Yep, that's fine. Wow, she can lay on hands so many more times now. I don't know what increased that number, but... Alright, go ahead, get up, and fire. Land. Death Knight. Meatloaf. The spider. It's always hilarious to me that you can trip spiders. You aren't much of a threat. Alright, back to our rest. I was, in the middle of something. Okay, let's enter this location. Okay, I don't know what to expect in here, so let's quickly go through our buff setup. I think actually we're pretty good. Nobody in my party has freedom of movement, which is a little annoying because it would be great for Darren. Okay, let's... Demon Bane. Meatloaf. Mist. Chance. The thing about it is I really don't understand how being mounted is supposed to help spellcasters and stuff, because if we stand still, then we're not... Commander, it is so good to see you. Seems you found time to visit our quiet backwater after all. Well, I could be mistaken, but it looked like you were frightened by my arrival. Oh, no, you startled me, that's all. It's my overactive imagination. I still can't used to living in such a small village. The town where I grew up was a good deal larger. It was located near a trade route, so there was always lots of new faces, plenty of people bustling around. Here, though, it's different. The moment you step outside the village, you're all alone. You can walk for miles in any direction with only the birds around and animals for company. This is, of course, the way Aristotle teaches us to live. But truth be told, it still makes me somewhat uncomfortable. Oh, will you show me around the village? Of course, let's go. You'll get to meet the locals, see how we live. Maybe we'll even manage to get some peace and quiet. A temporary respite from the hardships of war. Oh. That's not what I was expecting. I certainly was not expecting for all of a sudden there to be a freaking Hydra here. Oh, wow. Okay. Way to open combat there, Lan. Let's do another bless. Minio. Blast out with that rod. Can't do that. Okay. The thing about first rounds in combat, there's really not too much you can do. I gotta teach you to mess with us. Something's got them all worked up. It's the second time they crawled out of this month. So let them come. It's not the first time and it won't be the last. What's it matter? They can't hurt us and we can use their hides. They'll make a lot of waterproof coats and cloaks. Marhiel, Melissa, I'd like to introduce you to someone. This is Death Knight, the commander of the Crusade. He's the one I told you about. Ha! A real hero in our little backwater. It's so nice of you to drop by. We never had anyone so important come to visit. Heroic acts are important, but sometimes it's good to leave the front lines and talk to ordinary people living ordinary lives. Anyway, welcome to Chili Creek. Hydras are usually far more dangerous. That beast was not at its full strength. I can tell you have an eye for such things. Well, of course he does. He's the commander of the Crusade. He probably could have told you all that with his eyes shut. It's all thanks to our mother, Icy Rill. She takes care of her children, won't let anyone hurt them. She fills our nets with fish and drives away the monsters. That's right, and if she doesn't drive the beasts away, she'll weaken them so we can kill them and harvest their hides. It's right here. Don't you think it was, did you think it was the Selen? No, I'd take you half a day's rowing before you reach the river. It's big, to be sure, and very important. The Selen flows through at least a dozen countries. But where would the great Selen be if it weren't fed by thousands of little streams and creeks such as our dear Icy Rill? The people of Chili Creek hold the river in great reverence. How can we not? Our whole lives are built around the river, from the wedding wreath we send down its stream to the funeral boat that floats away on the waters when the time comes. Our mother, Icy Rill, feeds us, gives us water, and protects us. The gods are far away, but our Icy Rill is right here, so we treat her with respect. You two looked very confident when you were giving orders to the other villagers during the fight. Are you in charge here? Well, how should I put this? Our village is too small for anyone to be in charge. We just happen to know a thing or two about using a weapon. So if some nasty creature comes calling out of the river, we give the orders. But when it comes time to fixing or fishing nets, we'll be the ones following orders. We're not an army. There are no officers here. We all live together, solve our problems together, and serve the Icy Rill together. Although, truth be told, it's only been in the last few years that people have really started listening to us. Before that, villagers kept to themselves, and no one wanted to go poking their nose into anyone else's business. When we first came up with the idea to start trading on the river, the other villagers stubbornly dug in their heels. But after money and goods began to flow into the village, they changed their minds. Yes, the village has been growing. We're getting to see all sorts of things we'd only ever heard about before. The year before last, we had a fair, and people came all the way from Canabras to attend. Then a priest came, and we've never seen one of these before in those parts, and now, who'd have thought, the commander of the Crusade has decided to pay us a visit. The Whirlwind is not that far away. Have you ever been attacked by demons? No, we've never seen any. Our mother, Icy Rill, keeps us safe. She would never let such abominations get near us. Back to the front. I can't even imagine the nightmarish creatures we have fought there. Have a safe journey and a swift victory. Hydra eyes. Now that I actually have Camilla with me. Ooh. Oppressor's Gloves. These gloves grant their wearer a +2 bonus on persuasion skill checks to intimidate. In addition, whenever the wearer of these gloves confirms a critical hit, the enemy suffers a -2 penalty on saving throws against mind-affecting conditions for 2 rounds. Very nice. Keep forgetting that he has incredible initiative, and I really should be putting Demoralize on his bar. Let's go ahead and get rid of Divine Favor, shuffle everything down a little bit. And give you Demoralize. Demoralize can help with big enemies. Small village far from the front line. To those accustomed to the clashing of iron, the shrieking of demons, and the moans of the dying, it is difficult even to believe that tranquil peace like this still exists somewhere. The young cleric is settling into his new home, and his congregation seems pleased with him. He's living a peaceful life, and every day he prays for the commander's victory. Okay, so that's it. That's his whole area. We come here, get a little bit of a speech, fight a Hydra, find some cool magic gloves, and that's it. There's no larger story event here. Just a bit of loot and a tiny bit of experience. Pick the lock. This was probably something good in there. No. No, there was not. Okay, well, I guess that's the whole of this place. I would have expected a bit more, especially once they started talking about the river as some sort of goddess. But hey, that's it apparently. Oh, I missed some stuff. Corrupted animal meat. Okay, let's quick look. Banner over the Citadel. Obviously, this is the last chance we have to do that because this is probably the end of the chapter after we do that. Don't know why I've never done that. All right, rest. That seems like something he would do. Before we rest again. Oh, you spotted a traveling merchant. Sure. Won't say no to a merchant. A skeletal salesman. A skeleton is walking across the waste. He moves with pep in his step, humming a tune. His skull bobs in chorus with the humming, making the coins inside his head clink rhythmically. Next to him, nightmarish horses of flame and shadow draw a cart loaded with valuable-looking items. Upon seeing you, the skeleton offers a dramatic and hearty wave. Good evening, you there. Is this what days look like in your world wound? Can't tell really, but none of it. Be it night or day, the skeletal salesman always has the best deals you can find anywhere. As a rule, I offer a free sample of my merchandise to every new customer, and I try to tailor my wares to the individual. Say I met a kitsune, then I crack a joke about how I'd offer them a free potion of fox's cunning, but they may or must already have enough. The customer feels flattered, they take the sample, and I immediately establish a rapport. But dealing with humans is hard. You can't joke about their horns or their fox-like features. Still, I know what I can offer you as a free sample, something that suits you perfectly. Here, take a good look. Pick anything you like. Buy all of it. Ooh. Okay, let's see. Let's go in descending order. A shock quarterstaff of +2. So it's a +2 monk quarterstaff that does an extra d6 of shock damage. Interesting. A flaming light crossbow of +2. Bracers of armor +4. A couple of scrolls of resurrection. Full resurrection, which is crazy. Cloak of resistance +3. Bolster metamagic rod. Spell now deals 2 more damage per dice roll to all of its targets. That's not bad. That's a possibility. Scrolls of Raised Dead for 6k. Headbands. Potions. Okay. Intelligence. I wouldn't say notice some more intelligence for you. Wisdom. Are you wisdom based or charisma based? You're charisma based for sure. The bolster metamagic rod is a good one. I'll use some junk. Anything catch your eye? Scroll of Undeath to Death. 400 gold for that. Scroll of Heal. Vampiric Shadow Shield. Restoration. Inflict critical wounds, which I'm never probably going to use. Doesn't look like I have much else that's of value to you. The bolstered metamagic rod is really more if I had a blaster caster, which I don't. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this headband of intelligence and be done. So here you go. Have a headband of intelligence. I'll give that to you since you're not currently wearing a helmet. Do you use wisdom? I mean, you do have a decent wisdom, so I assume that wisdom has some relation to you. Problem is, I just can't remember. I mean, you have decent wisdom already, so I'm curious if that's one of your main stats. Bonus spells based on their wisdom. So more wisdom wouldn't be bad for you. Your charisma. You already have charisma. Yeah. Ooh, Amulet of Natural Armor +2 would also be really good. I didn't see that. I'll take that. Bonus 4th level spell. Nice. Life Blast. When you cast a spell, you draw the life force from the surrounding land and hurl it to your enemies, dealing 1d6 points of positive energy damage per caster level to a maximum of 12d6 at 12th level to any undead creatures in the spell's area. Ooh, that's not bad. I think I'm going to go ahead and give myself another false life, though. Ice Storm, Dismissal, Fear. Oh, actually, Spike Stone's not bad. You get an extra spell there, so I'm going to go ahead and give you an extra use of Summon Small Elemental. Hulk Person is not a bad spell to have. DC 20. Let's do that. Actually, going to give you 2 uses of it. Ooh. Simple, man. I keep no secrets. You can see right through me. Does you become who or what you are? Oh, no, that's a story and a half. Listen well and don't repeat my mistakes, or you won't be able to live with yourself. Get it? All right, moving on. Once I was just like you, exploring all sorts of ruins, filling my pockets with riches, until I stumbled into a Dracolith's lair. That's one scary beast, let me tell you. A lich and a dragon. He would have eaten me whole had I not suggested a deal. I would sell off all the blades and armor left by previous adventurers. Surely didn't have much use for all that equipment, but he could earn a tidy sum of gold. Surprisingly, he agreed, but that didn't save my life. Instead, he turned me into a walking pile of bones. And what do you know? That was just the beginning of my troubles. For a long time, I wandered the river kingdoms, peddling wares, until I met one devious scoundrel. First glance, he looked decent enough, decked out in armor, clearly a paladin. He asked me where my master's lair was. Obviously, he wasn't the first to take an interest, but the Dracolich was no slouch. He put an enchantment on me so that I couldn't even remember the lair's location. However, this knight turned out to be quite the wizard, too. I'm no expert in magic, but basically he offered to perform a ritual that would reveal the location of my master's lair. Then he and his pals would kill the Dracolich and give me my freedom, plus half of the horde. Sounds like a sweet deal, huh? So I agreed, like a fool. He showed me the contract and it seemed alright to me, so I just signed it right then and there. We conducted the ritual, and the knight found out where my master was hiding. By looking at some astral tracks or whatnot. Long story short, they killed the Dracolich. The knight offered me my half of the treasure as promised, and then, as per the terms of our agreement, he demanded payment for the ritual's components, for my freedom. Then there were taxes, excessive fees, and fines. Before I knew it, I had to give him all my loot, and still couldn't cover my debt. And so he offered me a way to repay by working as before, for his master this time. Thus, I'm still traveling, peddling, and all that, until I earn every last coin that I owe him. And you know what? To pay off that kind of sum, I'm pretty sure I'll have to keep working for him until Crotus brings the end time. Oh, that's the story, isn't it? Someday I might even write a tragic play about myself. I'll call it Undeath of a Salesman. As for the moral, this moral of my story is this. Watch what you sign. That lesson is free. The rest of what's in his fine cart you'll have to pay in gold. Did I tell you the knight looked like a paladin? Well, he wasn't anything of the sort. On the contrary, he was a servant of Memamin, the archdevil of avarice. That's the one he sold me to, guts and all, though by then I had no guts, really. Now, if, at least if someone asks me where my master's lair is, I can honestly say, Erebus, the third layer of hell, palace of the royal treasurer, entrance by appointments only. Oh, come on. I am on the lich path. I've done the lich things. You want me to try to free you from this curse? No, thanks. Been there, done that. Only made things worse. I've had enough help. I'll make do. Ah, that's annoying. Thank you for your answers. You're very welcome. Talking is easier than dragging a cart. I can wag my tongue all day for free, even though I don't have one. If you don't buy anything, then your enemies will. Okay. Up, 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 up. All right, continuing on. Okay. Enemies. Oh, joy. Well, get stuck this. Death Knight, get the succubus. Demon Bane, get the shield. Ow. Dominate person. Tried to dominate my paladin of all people. That seems like a mistake. Let me show you why. Ow. Okay. Now, I can never remember how long that actually lasts. 36 seconds. That's 6 whole rounds. Restoration increases by 1 round for every 5 by which you beat the DC. Oh my god, my check was 40 and the DC was 14. I have been underutilizing him so much. He could be the ultimate debuff. Nenio dealt some damage. Bleed. Okay. Let's see. Let's just shoot you in the face. All those people, they missed. How'd that feel? Okay. Let's enter the camp and get a good night's rest here before we go and attack Dresden. There's a whole lot to do in there, I'm sure. Oh, we need to speak to Regil. Oh, what's that, guys? Okay, I'm back. I had to go help my girlfriend with something. We have to find Regil. Something to do with Saucel's quest. Right, his brother's shield was found in the hands of a Hell Knight. Now the question is, where are the Hell Knights? Right, Miranda, it is good you found time to meet me. There's a matter of some urgency I must discuss with you. It was incredibly interesting, the power you and your companions received during the fight at the Great Garrison, and now my interest has been justified, or is gratified. The power your companions received is passed on to me as well. It manifested after my usual evening reckoning. I believe I now present a true threat to the creatures and initiates of chaos. The imprisoned cultist we kept for certain observations experienced this firsthand. Striking, isn't it? Divine intervention at a critical moment is rare, but not beyond imagining. But in this case, part of the power that you received through this intervention is passed to someone who joined you as well after the fateful moment has passed. Whatever the nature of this power will help on our mission, and that's good. Sensible pragmatism. One must always be pragmatic. In any case, this is shallow philosophizing. You must have some questions for me. Uh, bu- 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 bu. Okay, I'm actually just looking to progress Social's thing, so. Armigers, Hell Knight. Okay, well, I didn't get to progress his thing at all. Okay, well, whatever. Back to my tent so we can sleep for the night. Come, Demon Bane. I have to wait on you anyways.
Did you know that, despite the censure of many developed countries, the mass public executions carried out by the Orders of Hell Knights have put a stop to many individuals who are a danger to society?
Your approval means nothing, individual who is a danger to society.
Alright, so another question leads to which of my party members are we taking? Camilla is good for buffing and debuffing the enemy. Darren also very good for buffing and debuffing. Nenio, I feel like Nenio has actually been serving the least important part of the entire squad lately. Her use of Magic Missile is fantastic and helpful. Plus, she has the haste spell. I believe she's the only one of my party members to actually get the haste spell at this moment. But I also feel like she has not been overall useful besides just being that person who hits that buff. Not to mention the fact that that's about the only buff she uses. I think she's most likely probably one of the weaker members of our party, despite haste being such a useful thing. As for scroll usage, we have a good number of scrolls, and I'm wondering whether or not... I mean, do I have the resources to make a scroll of haste? I do not. I need blood vials. Can I get blood vials from the guy out there? If I can get blood vials from that guy, I'm gonna rest again, have her make a scroll, and see if we can cast it with anybody else. No, he does not have. What about the field medic? I feel like they might. Yes. Oops. Part of me wants to just buy all of their resources, pretty much. Let's see what that looks like. It looks like less than 2 grand. So I'm okay with that. We can also buy scrolls of haste from him. So I'm just gonna pop on a couple of those. 2,500 sounds pretty reasonable. Let me quickly check the scrolls of haste. Spell is available to Nenio. UMD. She has a plus 13 to it. Ah, you've got a plus 10. That's fantastic. Which means all I need to do in order to use the scroll is a DC 13 check. Can't be used. So I could, in theory, leave her behind. Having 2 scrolls already is nice. She can make 1 more before I go. And in that case, I could bring somebody else. Either a ranged character or another melee fighter. Options. We have the Lawful Evil Regil, who gets a plus 18 and a plus 13 to hit on his attacks. And he's going to make 4 attacks per turn, I believe. Yeah, he's going to make 2 with the primary and 2 secondary. Sosael has amazing spells, and his domain powers are fantastic. So it's also very possible that he could be useful. In fact, he gets many of the same buffs as everybody else. In addition to having some pretty good spells. He also gets the ability to cast Hold Person, so I'll give him that. Archon's Aura is pretty good. Searing Light is another fantastic spell for fighting undead. Unbreakable Heart wouldn't be bad. Protection from Evil Communal is great. 2 uses of Prayer, 2 uses of Animate Dead. Greater Magic Weapon isn't bad. Crusader's Edge. Cure critical wounds. Holy Smite. Shield of Dawn. Yeah, so he's definitely a potential as well. Unfortunately, he's not that great in actual combat. He gets a +8 to hit and only does a d10 +4. I feel like Reginald might be the option. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rest. Have you scribe a scroll. Whoops. Of haste. Grab another one. So we'll do that. And then in the next episode, we're going to attack Dresden with Regil on our team instead of Nenio. It's a bit different, but I think it's going to work out. And if it doesn't, then we come back. So I think that's the plan. I think it's a good plan, and we will see how it goes. I really kind of wish that we had leveled up to 8, but we're pretty close. And really, there's not much else to do. We got the Secrets of Creation that we technically could do. The More Than Nothing, which we kind of can't do. Crescent of the Abyss is to literally just look around for Woljif. And, oh, hey, we have a couple of Elven scripts, don't we? We have 2 pages of Elven notes that we could give to the storyteller. In fact, why don't I see if I can do that real quick? And his tales will be how we end the Pilor? Oh, right, this is the guy that can recruit people for me. Where is the storyteller? Airbeth, Eagle Watch Encampment, Pilor, and Hell Knights. I feel like Lan was usually with the storyteller, but I guess not. Now I have to find him. Well, I actually don't know where they are, so guess we'll just save and be done. Maybe I'll find him again. But yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and get ready for what I believe to be the end of chapter 2 in the next episode. We'll find out. Till then, thank you guys, and as always, game on.